It was an exciting game as Paris Saint-Germain and then Bayern Munich took to the field. They did not disappoint, lived up to expectation and built the roof of the Parc des Princes. What exactly happened? Two specific players had the touch that no one else did on the game. There are a lot of players that you can pick and make stories about, and you would be right. Kivika Kvaratskhelia, it would be right. Pair him with Olise, you would have been perfectly right because these guys run riot. You can also take on the man who, certainly Dembele, and also pair him with who? Yes, you know the man. That is the man I'm talking about. Luis Diaz, and would have made absolute perfect sense. Even picking Mendes and mending it up and pairing him with Alonso would have made sense. Pairing anybody on the pitch would have made sense, but two players were the difference makers. I'm talking about Desiree Doué and then the man Harry Kane. These guys affected and impacted the game in different ways, especially with their off-the-ball movement that made this scintillating and a very exciting watch. The game ended 5-4 in favor of the home team, Paris Saint-Germain. But these guys were the pivotal people. Now, let's get into it. Let's get into it and start off with the man Doué, since it is the home team we're talking about. So Doué started in a position where he later literally changed or switched positions with the man Dembele, and that was really the pivotal moment. So they switched positions all game, and Doué was literally dropping in to add up numbers in the mid portion of the pack. If you watch the ball with an ordinary eye, you would have noticed that literally the entire mid portion of the pack was empty. But tactically, there were more bodies there for both teams depending on who had the ball. So when the team Bayern Munich are without the ball, you constantly get a Doué bouncing into midfield, but his marker constantly does not drift with him. In this case, his marker, Alphonso Davies, does not drift with him. So everybody is trying to pick up their markers, but Davies not drifting with him allows there to be numerical advantage for Paris Saint-Germain in midfield. And these were some of the things that actually led to a couple of goals for Paris Saint-Germain. Actually, 3 of the goals that Paris Saint-Germain scored on the night were due to the movement of the man Desiree Doué. So for the first goal, for the corner that led to the second goal, and also for that particular goal that was scored by Kvaratskhelia in the second half. So this was the first goal scored by the team Paris Saint-Germain. So it was all as a result of the movement of Desiree Doué, the man Alphonso Davies refusing to follow, allowing Kivika Kvaratskhelia to go one-on-one with Stanisic, and we all know the results of that. He comes in, takes him on, and goes for the far post, beyond the man Manuel Neuer in that case. In another sequence as well, this was the first goal in the second half, which sent the scoreline to 4-2. So after the start of the second half, again, Desiree Doué's movement allowed for perfect sync between the man Vitinha and watching how Achraf Hakimi was able to make that run, switch that ball into him, and then comes another movement from the man Dembele, who ran off the ball, joining his hometown colleague Upamecano away from that particular sequence, allowing the ball to run all the way to the on-rushing Kivika Kvaratskhelia, who nets that beautifully beyond Stanisic, and then who? Yes, certainly Neuer. So this is Dembele lying down. This is Doué after his entire movement of the ball, allowing for room and space for them to connect the ball to Kivika Kvaratskhelia. At this point, it was fine. It was nice. And then it was all beautiful. But then again, let's switch from the man Doué to see the impact of the man Harry Kane on the game as well. Harry Kane kept doing what Harry Kane does normally, dropping deep, helping numbers, and building up. So Harry Kane was playing more of that quarterback role in American football language. So he drops deep, looks for the flyers on either side of the wing, and pings the ball to them. Now, how many goals did Bayern score on the day? Bayern scored 4 goals. Harry Kane's movement and pinging of the ball contributed to half of those goals. So now you understand why we're settling on the impact of these two players for today. So in this case, Musiala has the ball. Luis Diaz is on his bike. Olise is still here, but then Harry Kane, who is supposed to have been up front, is coming back and helps the build-up. And this is the sequence that leads to the first penalty kick of the game, which was eventually converted by he himself. So it goes in that direction. He's here looking for opportunities to link that ball up. Once he gets it, the movement here allows him, and he has so much room because no one is getting close to Harry Kane since he's exceptionally close to his box, and it allows him room to ping that ball to either side of the pitch for a terrific assist, especially that particular goal that brought the deficit down to 1. The goal that was scored by Luis Diaz, which was actually the last goal of the game. The man, Harry Kane, gets the ball very deep in his own half, moves the ball forward, and pings it over the top, and gets to the man who, yes, Luis Diaz, who just dummies a defender and then goes for the placement. And we were at 5 goals to 4, I should say. So 2 players, 2 distinct movements, 2 attackers, but it was their movement of the ball, their movement in faraway spaces away from the goal post that allowed their various teams to take advantage of the spaces created by their absence in where they were especially supposed to be tactically. Like I say, football is it's a game of fine margins. It's all about movement. It's all about creating spaces. And this was where we actually enjoyed them creating exceptional spaces and creating and finding new pockets for themselves to create those rooms that we saw being exploited. It was a very tactical game, very enjoyable game. Both defenses actually tried their best, but coming up against best wingers in the game currently meant that there was nothing they could do aside allow each and every player express themselves. The game moves on next week to the Allianz Arena, where we'll find out whether the men, that is Desiree Doué for Paris Saint-Germain or Harry Kane, would still be pivotal, or would tactics change? This was a clash. This was a clash of ideas. This was a clash of tactics. And it was a friendly fire event, and we all enjoyed it. So that is how the best game in the UCL went down, and 2 gentlemen, that is Desiree Doué and Harry Kane, decided how events unfolded. Other guys on the pitch played their part. Much later, we would also break down how they also impacted the game using their movements on the ball. But the off-the-ball movements of the man, Desiree Doué and Harry Kane, so pivotal and making sure for Desiree Doué, his team came away with the win. 5-4, but the game is just at halftime and still in the balance. So we'll see what happens when they visit Allianz Arena.